Let's bring in Republican Pennsylvania Congressman Brian Fitzpatrick, member of the House Intelligence Committee and chair of the Subcommittee on National Intelligence and co-chair of the Problem Solvers Caucus. Congressman, good to see you. Want to start by getting your thoughts regarding the goings-on Capitol Hill today, and what do you expect come 11:59 tonight?
Yeah, good to see you, Arthel. This 11th hour brinksmanship is never a good thing for our country. It wasn't good for the debt ceiling. It's not good for government shutdowns. But thankfully, we got it done. Speaker McCarthy pulled another rabbit out of the hat. You got to hand it to him. He's been under a lot of pressure and pulled this off. Even got the Senate to stand down and take up the House bill. So it's good that we are, going to keep the government open for another 45 days. But, Arthel, there are still structural problems we have to address. We should not be coming on the brink of default on our debt, shutting down the government. That's no way to do business. I believe we got to, put more two-party bills on the floor when the United States elects a slight Republican majority in the House, slight Democrat majority in the Senate. They're sending the message that they want us to work together. Obviously, that's what our Problem Solvers Caucus is all about.
Yeah, you're right, Congressman. And, one of the sticking points is the $6.2 billion in aid to Ukraine. What do you expect to hear from the Senate regarding this issue and other sticking points?
Well, we will take up Ukraine funding. It's just going to be separate from this. So it was one of the sticking points within the GOP conference. Arthel, I will tell you, I support Ukraine. I think Ukraine winning that battle against Russia is incredibly important for world stability. I believe that. And most of the conference does, and certainly most of the Congress does. But it wasn't going, it was serving as a roadblock for us to fund our own government. And we can't shut our own government down due to foreign aid. So I think we should take that up separately. We will take that up separately. And I think it'll pass. If it's put on suspension, just like today's vote was, it'll pass.
Okay, that's great to hear. So, I understand they separated it from today, but do you think in the future, because of that action, that it is going to be get a green light? So, again, you're the co-chair. That's good to hear. You're the co-chair of the Problem Solvers Caucus. Once we do get past this conundrum, if you will, you said you think that there is going to be a continuing resolution. You feel very confident about that. But what are the hurdles that you're facing beyond that, your caucus is?
Well, I think the challenge has been, and we have a broad array of political beliefs in our conference, Arthel. I'm obviously the leader of the bipartisan bloc in Congress. We have some very hardline conservatives in our conference as well. I don't begrudge anybody for their perspectives or their approach. I think everyone's got to respect the fact that we all report to our bosses back home, which are our constituents, and we represent very different districts. So as long as we can keep it respectful, and ultimately let democracy take hold on the floor of the House like we did today, by putting bills on suspension, not necessarily confining them to the rules votes, because that's where these votes have been failing. There have been a small number of our colleagues that have been taking down the rules. So again, I don't begrudge them. They're doing what they feel they need to do to represent their constituents, but we have 435 districts in America, and we need all Americans to be represented.
435 districts, and you have a few members of the far right group, a faction, I should say, of Congress who they seem to be creating problems rather than solving them. So how do you, as part of the Problem Solvers Caucus, how do you deal with them directly and say, guys, let's get together, to your point, for the sake of all of America?
Yeah, Arthel, I respect them and their perspectives. If you take the belief that every one of us, our responsibility is to represent the people that sent us here, all of them, not just the people that voted for us, but the people that voted against us and the people that didn't vote at all. That's the only way our system works. And I encourage all my colleagues to take that perspective. So I'm never going to judge them for their vote representing their district. Their vote is between them and their people back home. And they're accountable to their votes, just like I am. That's my approach. But I do believe that the will of the Congress, not just the will of the conference, but the will of the Congress is what we need to display for America, because that's when the people are represented. So that's what happened today. I hope that continues.
Well, Eric was speaking to Congressman Darrell Issa earlier, and now I'm speaking with you, and you both have shared the sentiment of working together, and you both have a very measured approach to this, and I feel that the American people want to see this this example of decorum for members of Congress, and I guess I'm wondering, in closing with you, do you feel confident that, again, you respect their vote, but it's about their approach? Do you think that
Yeah,
can improve?
I will tell you this, Arthel. I always try to appeal to the better angels of people's nature, and you get more bees with honey. That's the approach I take with my colleagues. That's how I feel I'm the most effective representative from my district back home, is to build as many relationships as you can, because you never know when you're going to need these people to get in a key initiative across the finish line. I take the perspective that we ought to approach government the same way we approach our personal relationships, that you don't allow the perfect to be the enemy of the good. You take the perspective that you'd rather get 80% of something than 100% of nothing. You come to the center, you build consensus, and you move forward. If it works in every other aspect of our lives, that ought to be our same approach here in Congress.
Well, we appreciate your approach. Republican Pennsylvania Congressman Brian Fitzpatrick, always nice to see you. Take care. We'll be right back.
Take care, Ethel. Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.